I'll tell you this, man. God bless everybody out there who's able to find some humor in our current situation. Because I got to be honest with you, I'm struggling. I am struggling to have fun with this because it is dark. Every direction you look, it is dark. So Jon Stewart did a segment on his show here, and we're going to watch quite a bit of it, but he basically declares American democracy cooked. Like, sorry, y'all, it's a Rappington. We wandered a little too far down this path of authoritarianism, and I don't know. Now it's up in the air. Can we get it back? It's tough, right? So let's watch and we'll break it down as we go.
Keep going back. America's greatness awaits.
We were the richest country in the world. We were at our richest from 1870 to 1913. That's when we were a tariff country.
1870s.
This is...
Okay.
With Trump, with his Make America Great Again stuff, a question that was often asked is like, what time do you want to go back to exactly? And now he kind of answered that question. Late 1800s, early 1900s. That's when he feels like everything was wonderful then. Everything was great then. Well, as John is about to lay out for you here, that's only a great time if you like child labor, dying in a factory, and robber barons owning everything.
And of course, while America presently is still pretty rich, apologies, Luxembourg. Point taken. Who wouldn't trade our current environment for America's 1870s tariff-driven, becandled, tuberculosis-laden, pre-industrial heyday?
And tuberculosis is coming back. So is measles. We just covered that.
So wealthy, we had commissions set up what to do with all the money that we were taking in.
Quick point of order, though. To the extent that we were at our richest from 1870 to 1913, it wasn't so much we as like four guys. And we called them robber barons as a sign of affection.
This is why I tell you guys, man, stop just calling them billionaires. Even oligarchs, you need to say robber baron. I'm okay if you say billionaire, oligarchs, and robber baron, but you have to say robber baron because people need to understand there's a negative connotation to this extreme amount of wealth. It makes it so democracy can't function because they become more powerful than the government.
Meanwhile, the rest of America, the leading cause of death was falling into a vat at work. And it got to the point where even the robber barons realized that the only way this glorious era in American history was going to end was either full-scale f***ing revolution or reasonable compromise, which is how we ended up with stuff like income tax and labor laws and workplace safety guarantees. So let's really tread carefully in the greatness way back machine.
Arizona House Republican Eddie Biggs introduced a bill this week that would abolish OSHA, a Department of Labor agency tasked with overseeing workplace safety.
To the vats! And fill mine with boiling tallow, boy!
And this is at the same time that Elon Musk just deleted the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau illegally. Why? Because the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau keeps him and his robber baron buddies in check. They are the anti-scam police. He casually got rid of it. At least this conversation about OSHA, Elon hasn't destroyed that one yet. He probably will, but not yet as of the recording of this. And so at least this guy's proposing a bill that will fail, whereas Elon's gone full authoritarian, hacking into the Treasury, deleting whatever government agencies he wants.
Why not just bring back child labor while you're at it?
When you talk about school lunches, hey, I worked my way through high school. I don't know about you, but I worked since I was, before I was even 13 years old. I was picking berries in the field before we had child labor laws that precluded that.
This is what I'm saying, guys. This is what I'm saying. If people had any idea, if you just had to write down the political positions and the policies that Republicans try to enact, just write it down. Nobody stands in front of you and bullshits you. Nobody spins it. Nobody lies. Just here are their positions. They would get maybe 10% of the vote in the country. Maybe 10%. Because this is what they really believe. Abolish OSHA, abolish the anti-scam police, bring back child labor. A bunch of red states are currently doing that at the state level. Jesus Christ.
You were picking berries in a field before your bar mitzvah? I mean, by the way, how old are you if you were picking berries before there were child labor laws? Because you look great. Is the key to good skin working the fields as a child? Now, I hate to bring this up, but if we are going back to the 1870s and before, does that include every diversity initiative?
Birthright citizenship was, if you look back when this was passed and made, that was meant for the children of slaves. This was not meant for the whole world to come in, everybody coming in, and totally unqualified people with perhaps unqualified children.
Don't bring us your tired and poor huddled masses. Do you have any mathletes? Any Doogies Hauser? We will take all of your Sheldons, young and old. For those of you at home who might fear that the president's desire to take us back to our nation's historic greatness may tread into unconstitutional action, fear not, because the brilliant design of our nation allows for the co-equal branch of the judiciary to stand as a bulwark against tyranny, as judged in the landmark decision of 1803 Marbury versus Madison, which, as you know, is when James Madison lost the historic Supreme Court case to Stephon Marbury. Marbury ran him out of the building and established our foundational separation of powers.
Vice President J.D. Vance, he had some interesting words about the separation of power and government.
He's for it?
If a judge tried to tell a general how to conduct a military operation, that would be illegal. If a judge tried to command the attorney general and how to use her discretion as a prosecutor, that's also illegal. Judges aren't allowed to control the executive's legitimate power.
Of course they're allowed to adjudicate the boundaries of that power. That's the whole f***ing point of the judiciary, to interpret whether those powers are legitimate. You went to law school, motherfucker. The alternative is that acting. The only alternative is that the executive determines for himself what is constitutional, at which point there would be no guardrails against. Oh. Hey, Congress. Hey, buddy. You got a little separation of powers problem. I was wondering, any chance you might be reasserting your authority? Opposition party? Democrats, you ready to do some oppositioning?
There are some things we can do, but the Republicans are in the majority in the Senate and the House. We're going to need some Republicans, frankly, who are willing to lose, who are willing to be a Liz Cheney and say, I will lose my seat to do the right thing by this country, not the right thing by Donald Trump. I haven't seen it yet. Let's hope.
Democratic Congressman Dan Goldman of New York.
That's the sales pitch. We just need someone on their side willing to lose everything for progress, like a Russian dog being shot into space. You can see the Democrats' backbone on our new show, America Backslides, starring Dan Goldman as hopeful loser.
Humiliating. It's so humiliating. I mean, ugh.
But fine. We have to rely on Republicans in Congress to be a check on Trump. How's that going?
Republican Senator Tom Tillis says that while he believes Trump's actions run afoul of the Constitution in the strictest sense, he believes nobody should bellyache about that.
You're comfortable if he's...
Oh my God. Oh my God, y'all.
Shuts those down without getting congressional approval.
Congress will be involved at some point, but I think the country's comfortable.
They're using that authority right now in a way it hasn't been used in a long time, so it looks radical. It's not.
Do you think he violated the law?
Well, technically, yeah. I'm not, losing a whole lot of sleep.
Well, it's been a good run, America. It's looked like we're becoming less like the constitutional republic it's been for 250 years, and more like the monarchy that we all fought to escape from.
I mean, look, he's making jokes and stuff, but he's completely right, and this is rough, bro. This is rough right here. By the way, I highly recommend you go follow the Jon Stewart 2028 account on Twitter. Somebody made an account where they're like really pushing for Jon Stewart to be the Democratic nominee, and I'm certainly in favor of that. That's my pick, and let's build some momentum for it. Go follow that account. They tweet funny stuff all the time. There's a theory out there that it's me running it. It is not me running it. I stumbled across it one day just like everybody else, and I started retweeting it. But anyway, man, we're staring in the abyss, right? We are staring in the abyss as we speak, where in the opposition part, they're not fighting enough. They're not fighting enough. The Democrats are not fighting. I told you guys this story 1,000 times, but in 2008 when Barack Obama won, John Boehner, Mitch McConnell, and the Republicans met in a smoke-filled back room, and they said, we're just going to block every single thing he tries to do. Even if he tries to agree with us on some shit, we're going to say, now we're against that shit. And we're just going to block. They broke the filibuster record. They were just like, no, we are full obstruction, complete and utter obstruction. We are going to raise fucking hell, and we are going to use all of our power and our voice in the media to make you seem like you're crazy, you're insane, nobody should vote for you again. And it was just, and, you know, they were able to hold up a lot of stuff that Barack Obama wanted to do. Even though Barack Obama at the time had a supermajority, he lost it pretty quickly, but, like, it matters. Your voice matters. What you say matters. What you do matters. And so in this instance, with Elon illegally hacking the Treasury, for the love of God, wage like 100 different lawsuits. Get fucking restraining orders on the 19-year-old Doge staffers. Shut down those government buildings completely. Arrest the people who need to be fucking arrested. Get cops on your side. Get security officials on your side. Get generals on your side. We are at the level where it's beyond a constitutional crisis. It's a coup from the richest man in the world. And the stuff you have to say is, well, we need one of them to, like, come with us in order to fight. Motherfucker, you should be saying, I want 100,000 people in the streets outside the Treasury with signs protesting, scaring the shit out of these people, and realizing there are consequences. There are consequences to your actions, Elon Musk, and the pilled up groiper 19-year-olds who are listening to everything he says. Like, it's just, Jesus Christ, bro. Jesus Christ. I mean, we're joking around and having fun, and it's a funny segment, but he also did just say, like, we had a good run, bro, as a democracy. We did. And by the way, in this segment they go on, John Oliver comes out, and they do this little bit where John Oliver's like, oh, so now you realize that we were right all along, Britain with their monarchy, and oh, so it didn't take you long before you crumbled into a similar style of government like we have. Now you got fucking King Trump over there, and it fucking feels like it. It certainly feels like it. So, very depressing, very downer, but it's also the truth. So, I gotta deliver that for you. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.